Victor had politely advised me that my mixture was not what it was supposed to be.
I saw that you cut them into very cutesy, very demure little triangles.
Very
I love that. Slice. Perfect for something like this.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am very excited because if you watch the vlogs, if you watch the videos, I am usually the only chef and or cook in my life, so I'm always cooking for everybody else, which is amazing and I love it and I feel like it's my love language. But today I am being treated because I'm not the only chef in my kitchen today. We have a very special guest, Victor!
Hello!
Woo!
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, aka Internet Shaquille.
Yes, that's right. I do cooking videos online as well.
Yes.
Mostly very instructional, very straightforward,
Yes.
kind of neurotic and detail-oriented.
Yes. I was gonna say, we're a little bit of different chefs. I'm kind of like a go with the flow, throw stuff into the bowl, make it work, and I know you're a little bit more analytical than I am.
Yes, losing my mind if anything goes wrong.
Friends don't let friends say Wagyu. My wife has this joke she does where she adds food to the pan and then with her mouth goes because she knows if I'm over her shoulder, I'm gonna criticize her for not preheating the pan enough to make an audible sizzle. Should you rinse shredded cheese under cold water before cooking it into a dish? If you need a short answer quick, I will put it right here in post. Avert your eyes if you hate a spoiler.
I love it though, that's good.
I like the way that you cook in a more vibes-based way. I think that I could learn a thing or two about that. That's what I'm most excited about today.
And I need to learn how to measure, so this is perfect. So as we just said, we are two very different chefs, and Victor is here today for a very special new YouTube series called Opposites Attract, sponsored by Kroger. It's a fun series where creators from different YouTube universes come together, and we're gonna make some delicious game day recipes today.
Quite literally a crossover episode. Do you get that comment all the time?
No.
Where people are like, what is this, a crossover episode?
No.
This time
But
it really
I love
is.
that. Two different teams. Who's gonna win? I'm gonna have a grape. Are you a crunchy grape guy?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
gotta be fat, crunchy, crispy, slightly wet.
Same. So before we get started, we have to thank Kroger for not only sponsoring this video, but also providing all of these delicious, fresh, budget-friendly ingredients. I grew up as a Ralph's girl personally. It was like my favorite grocery store to go to with my parents, so this is very exciting for me.
It's called Fries where I live, but just as good. I am a Kroger loyalist for sure.
I love that. So as I said, today we are swapping recipes. Do you want to let us know what we're making for you?
The recipe that I provided is called arayes. It is a Middle Eastern meat stuffed within flatbread. If you like kebabs, you can basically make any kebab mixture, stuff it between flatbread, and then grill that on a grill or in the oven or on a pan. And it's like a nice handheld alternative to a burger or something like that that's still very filling, very, very flavorful, and perfect for a game day.
Inside the pita or outside the pita? Like a smash, like you know that viral smash situation that's going on?
It is almost exactly like that,
Yes, I love
except instead of smash into the griddle, it will be folded over and then grilled.
Yum. Okay, I'm very excited about that. I am gonna have Victor make some surf and turf nachos, which I'm a new football fan and I'm like really trying to get into it. So these are really exciting things that you can make if you are also becoming a football fan or you're throwing a party or something. I feel like it's perfect.
Or if you're like me and don't know what's going on during the game, keep yourself busy by making tray after tray of nachos.
Honestly, I'm the same way too. Well, with all of that said, I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
I am.
Let's get cooking.
Let's do it.
Yay! All right, we are ready to begin. What is my first step?
So, arayes are pretty easy in that you just take these three ingredients, chop them up to make them small enough to fit in the food processor, and blitz them until they're like a paste.
Okay.
After that, you will use a strainer to get all the water out of that, and you're like halfway there.
Oh, am I doing the whole pepper, onion, and all the parsley?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
No stems, no inner core. Otherwise, it's all going in there. For nachos, the nice part is that for the proteins, you just have to get those seasoned and cooked, and you're kind of halfway there again.
Yeah, obviously nachos in general, you can really put whatever you want on top. Today we're doing a little surf and turf, so a little shrimp, a little steak, but chicken, veggies, just cheese, whatever works for you. The oven is now preheating for Victor's nachos. What do I do next?
You're gonna add everything back in now that the water's been removed. Maybe put 2 or 3 cloves of garlic and a pound of ground beef, and then whiz it all up together.
Fun.
Normally you want to minimize how much you're working with ground beef because it becomes kind of like sticky and stringy, but you want that here. It's gonna be springy like a sausage. And so you don't have to worry about overworking it. And my proteins, they cook really quickly. The only thing that is left to heat up is corn. I think normally a lot of people would grill this, delicious.
Yes.
I'm just gonna microwave it for 2 minutes in the husk. The husk is gonna trap steam inside of the kernel area, and it's gonna lend more corn flavor into the kernels themselves. So they're gonna concentrate in flavor by doing it in the microwave instead.
That's a good tip. Does it make it easier to like peel back too when it gets all steamed in there?
I don't find it hard either way.
Okay,
but
well, that's just me. It's
it might
fine.
just be a skill issue.
Just me at Ralph's shucking my corn for 30 minutes. Look at her do her work. She's not doing it right. Victor had politely advised me that my mixture was not what it was supposed to be, so I'm mixing it up with my hands to get everything well incorporated. I'm very proud of my mixture.
Chip-wise, you are looking for the sturdiest, most coarsely ground chip that you can get. I would not go for the thin sort of cantina style here. You want something that's going to hold up and not break under the weight of all of the toppings.
Yes. As we all know, I love pita. Victor is actually Victorifying my recipe, so I decided I'm gonna remify this, and instead of using pita today, you can also use a tortilla. So I've got my tortilla here, and then I'm just gonna put the mixture.
Yeah, my problem with store-bought tortillas is they're often too thick and floury for a Mexican application. So for something like this, it's actually perfect. It's like a little bit too thick for a tortilla, but perfect for something like this.
Okay, so
you
just a thin
want,
layer?
maybe like 1/8 of an inch.
What is 1/8 of an inch?
Think of half of a number 2 pencil.
Oh!
For reference.
I think we could go a little thinner then.
Slice. It looks kind of puny, but
Oh,
no, I mean on purpose.
I measured.
No, you're right. What I meant to say is when people make them at home, they worry that theirs are too thin because if you look up Arias on social media, they're like 3 inches thick and they're always raw on the inside.
I like the thin because you can get it crispier too.
And you can eat like 50 of them.
True. Also, what's great is that obviously Kroger has so many amazing different ingredients to cook literally whatever you want to make. And it's awesome because you can splurge, you know, maybe you want to get a nicer cut of steak or some nice shrimp and you can save on produce or basically do whatever you want just to save some money to cook the best recipes possible.
My splurge and save is the cheese in that you splurge because you have to grate your own. It's not pre-shredded and pre-bagged, but it is usually cheaper than pre-bagged cheese.
And tastes better too.
Right. From here, you do have a choice in that you could grill it to get some smoky flavor. You could do it on like a grill pan, or you can put them all on a sheet tray if you're gonna make like 100 of them and just put them in a medium heat oven, like 350. You just wanna make sure that it's cooking through, obviously, and getting crispy.
When I think game day, I think like having a lot of people over and doing a whole party, so I love something that you can just make a bunch of and keep everybody fed. I'm gonna do the stove today, but you have options. And I was advised to cook these at medium heat, and I put a little oil on both sides so they'll get nice and crispy. We're ready. Ooh. Today we're gonna do an ASMR moment of this crunchy grape for you. Uncle. Oh.
Nacho assembly is all about separating hot items from cold items. Anything that you want hot and anchored to the chip, a la beans, proteins, you want to put on before the cheese so that it can all melt together. And then cold things like tomatoes, avocado, cilantro, and sour cream, you will save until after it is thoroughly melted.
I've never thought to do that. I always do cheese first and then everything else on top.
Oh, really?
That's such a good tip. And we are done. We have these gorgeous nachos that Victor made. They look beautiful. And we have my Arias. Is that what it's called? Arias. Okay, Arias. And we have 3 sauces that I was instructed to make.
Very simple yogurt-based sauce. Yogurt, lemon juice, some herbs like cilantro or parsley. There is a tahini sauce, which is tahini and water. Amp it up with maybe a little bit of lemon juice and garlic if you wish. And then finally, the most unexpected one. This is avocado mashed up with sumac. Sumac is a dried berry that's really, really tart. So it's kind of like the avocado and lime flavor profile that you might get, but with like a red, dried sourness.
I've always wanted to work with sumac. I just never have, and I also didn't know it was a berry. That's a very fun fact.
Anytime you have too many sliced up red onions, just shower them with sumac and let them marinate for like 30 minutes, and they're like the best tangy topping for anything. I saw that you cut them into very cutesy, very demure little triangles.
Very
I love
demure,
that.
very mindful
Very
of our
shareable,
guests.
very party style.
Cheers. I'm doing a little, kind of like a tzatziki almost, right?
Right. The bread has crisp. You wouldn't know that it was not a Middle Eastern flatbread. You wouldn't know that it's a tortilla.
It's very flavorful.
If you like kebabs, this is just a kebab inside of bread. And you could do this with kofta, Adana kebab.
These would make also bomb meatballs. Like the meat itself is really good. I've never thought to puree up vegetables and then get the water out.
Right, and this is 90-10 beef. You know, very lean, but still very juicy. And if you wanted to do some cost savings, you could do typical 80-20 ground beef, which is a little cheaper, and then stretch that out with like a cup of coarse breadcrumbs. The bread will soak up all of the fat, and that way you have a big, meaty flatbread sandwich while reducing the amount of expensive meat by like 20%.
That's so good. I can't stop eating them. Wow. Nacho time.
Usually I would do like a what's called crema or Mexican table cream.
Love crema.
This is sour cream that's been thinned out with lime juice, just because there's a lot of fatty, rich ingredients here.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. What kind of cheese do we use?
This is Muenster cheese.
Muenster.
Kind of an underrated cheese in my opinion. You get the orange, you get the white, but it is a very nicely melting cheese, mild in flavor.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
I've never done Muenster on nachos.
There's no way these would be bad, but still they are very good.
The steak is really good. Wow, the flavor is so good.
It does help with the taste and the presentation that all of these produce items are really fresh. You saw how really nice the corn looked. The avocado was ripe. These radishes are still really firm. This works because of how delicious and fresh everything is. How many coupons did you use on this order?
Personally, what I've loved doing since I was a kid, well actually watched my parents do, and then now as an adult, is going to Ralph's, getting all of my items scanned, and then putting in my alternate ID, and then all of the savings come in. It's so fun. I wait till the end though. You gotta wait till the end because you can see it.
I did start doing all of my grocery ordering on the mobile app, which, you know, you don't get that moment of seeing all the prices go down, but you do get the moment of the prices always being really low because I load up the coupons and the savings first and then buy all of those items. So I'll be in there and be like 50 cents this, 75 cents that, and then I've got my whole list built out and it like never was a high price to begin with.
Overall, thank you so much for coming on the channel, Victor.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
This was so fun. I learned so much and I feel like I'm gonna add this delicious recipe to my rotation now. I'm very excited. Please shout yourself out. Where can everyone find you?
Oh, I'm at Internet Shaquille on YouTube, Instagram. InternetShaquille.com has everything else, and I'm going to eat this entire tray of nachos as soon as the camera turns off.
Same. Thank you to Kroger for sponsoring this video and providing all these delicious ingredients. Oh my God, I love it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.